Welcome to Decker Tech. I'm Aaron Decker, and today we're talking about the new expansion for Across the Obelisk, Wolf Wars. There's a lot to unpackage with this. So this video is a little late because originally I actually tried participating in the beta for this patch and this DLC and all that stuff, but it was quite the hot mess. So I stepped away from it, and I'm only enjoying it post-release now because it was a thing. And honestly, I'm not surprised that it got mostly negative reviews on Steam. But be that as it may, there's a lot of good in this patch, in the DLC, like the patch specifically, the DLC as well. They are two separate beings. Unfortunately, PR mess that. Whew. Anyway, we're going to talk about where the good is, where the bad is, where the ugly is. For both the DLC and the patch in general, because remember, these are two different things. The patch and the DLC happen at the same time. You can enjoy a lot of the patch stuff without the DLC. The DLC does bring unique things. So yeah, this is going to be a quick down and dirty. I wanted a little more prep time for this, but hey, I got a busy schedule. I couldn't sleep tonight. We're doing this now. Bear with me. So let's talk about the good first. There is a new character. The character is lots of fun. There is also some new card backs. So if you check out here, if I go to the weekly challenges now reward unique card backs. And these are actually fantastic art. I love these a lot. Depending on the week, there's going to be a different card back. All you have to do is get to the third floor. You do not have to win. And I think you can do it on any difficulty. I just always do it on Madness. Oh, sorry. You don't pick a difficulty. It's weekly ones, so they pick the difficulty for you. All you have to do, get to the third floor, you get the card back. It's fantastic. Let me show you all the other card backs because they are a lot of fun. So card backs here, it looks like there's 9 of them. All of these ones here that say, hey, complete the weekly challenge, floor is lava, whatever. So these are fantastic. These are great. These are free. I do pretty 99% sure these are not part of the DLC. All you have to do is now go to the weekly challenges, complete those, you get fun card backs. This Wolf Wars card back, this one is tied to the DLC. Because in the DLC, you get this package. It contains the new character, Yogger. You have to unlock him. It contains new skins for some characters. You have to unlock them. It contains a new pet. You have to unlock it. All this fun stuff. And this is where we start approaching into the bad. Because the problem with this, the biggest issue that I find a lot of people have here, and I'm going to help you find a way around this, is you unlock the content, you come to this main screen, you're like, hey, how do I do my new content? It's not here. What you have to do is you have to go start an adventure mode, and whatever difficulty you do it on, you have to get all the way up here to this node, the bandit camp. Right now, it doesn't show Yogger. It usually would show Yogger because you don't have him unlocked yet because of DLC. You do this, and then you go to this Yogger's diary. So what happens is you're playing your normal game, then you come to the side node, you read the diary, and you do a flashback where you spend... It doesn't matter what madness you're on. You'll go to a base 0 madness. You'll have no deck building. You'll get no card rewards. You will get injuries. If you die, you do get injuries. Your deck will be modified with injuries. I tested that one. It's a really painful game mode. A lot of people dislike it. I think it's very, very unfun. But the whole point of it is, hey, here's a bunch of storyline stuff you have to play through to get unlocks. And it's a cool way to unlock stuff, but the problem is it's at the end of Act 1. It's really bad gameplay, and I'd rather just skip all the combats. If I could skip all the combats and just read all the books in there, that'd be great. I'd love it. It would be fantastic. That's what I would have done different. It was me. Unfortunately, this is where we're at, and so I'm going to help you find a way around this. What I recommend you do is you come all the way over here. You defeat Yogger. Do this on any difficulty. It doesn't matter because doing it on Madness 14 does not increase your rewards. Nothing changes based on this run you do. You're going to do your normal run. You're going to get here to Yogger camp, and after you defeat Yogger, do a save file. I'll put a link in the description to a video here that I've done in the past years ago. It's how I manage my save files for Across the Obelisk. What you do is take a copy of the save file that you have here, duplicate it across your 3 things, because when you go into Wolf Wars, there's 3 different paths to take to do different unlocks. So I would say just make a save file, triplicate it, or do whatever you need to do to replay it a couple times. That way you don't have to go through Act 1 a couple times. Because even with the caravan skip, the best you can get is up here to the Thuls, and then you still have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You still have to do, 2 combats, or if you come down here, 2 combats. Like, there's I guess you can do it with Heiner. Either way, you still have to go through so many loops and hurdles to go back and replay the event, because you have to replay it 2 or 3 times to get all of the content, to get all the skins, to get the pets, to get the character unlocked. You get the character unlocked the first time, but yeah. Sorry, I'm a little babbly here because, like I said, I'm running with a very, very minor script here. Let me go reference that. It is on my phone, so unlock this bad boy. So there's a new character. You get it, and there's lots of cool stuff here. But copy the files, get it all done. If you don't enjoy the side quest area, the flashback area is not for everyone, and that is one of the major gripes I've seen from most people, and it's the part I like the least myself. Me, I just got around with it by copying my save file a couple times. Next up, let's see, what do I got? So the new character, let's talk about the new character. The new character here is Yogger. We're going to do a very, very brief look at him. I will do a guide on him eventually. Yogger is actually really cool in the fact that he has some unique design space with some of the cards he makes and some of the abilities he does. They may have thrown too many things at him at once, but overall, I think it's really cool that they explored new territory with it. And pillage is oh so much fun. So many things you can do with that. But I will do a guide on him eventually as both a DPS and a tank. Maybe as a support, I would say his best roles is as a tank first, kind of a replacement for Magnus, but kind of slower, or replacement for Bree. Also as a DPS, kind of a pseudo Grookly, or a DPS Magnus without the mage part. And he can do some weird support things with some of his talent cards, but like he just throws food around and heals people. It's kind of funny. Yeah, what else we got here? So that's Yogger there. New zones. So with that was the DLC. The DLC is, pet. So let's go to this town. There is a new pet you can unlock with the DLC as well. It is kind of a big deal. So Wolfy here. Wolfy casts Howl. Great card. If you've heard any of my videos, you know the Howl is one of the best cards in the game for various reasons, like, you know, vulnerable and slow. You can also guarantee, if you have Yogger in the group, getting the Corrupted Wolfy. Once you've unlocked Wolfy, I'd just a spoiler here, you have to have Yogger in the group to get Wolfy. You can then buy him in Town 1 and then go unlock him in Act 1, and then you get the Corrupted Wolfy that is crazy strong. Yes. It costs 1,200 gold. It's kind of a big deal. Yep. That's it. DLC is Yogger, Wolfy, and skins. I think that's everything. I might have missed something, but it's very minor if I did. Everything else is just tied to the patch. And with the patch, we've got some card balance changes, very minor ones, not really worth mentioning, or looking at, I mean. I mention them, obviously. But there's also 2 new zones. So here, the Black Forge, this used to just be a one event roll, and then you come out the other side. Now there's a whole dungeon in here. It has a lot of fire stuff. You want to bring Cornelius, Otis, or Heiner here. I do have some gripes and complaints about it, but I will leave those for when I do a guide on them. Hopefully I will have a link in the description to a great guide that I believe Corofiles did. It might have been Coridon. Sorry, they both have very similar names. I know it's been a while since I looked at it. But there'll be a key to kind of show you the map, the layout, and how to get all the unique items. There's some cool items in there. I will leave that for a future video, though. And then the other dungeon is... Oops, I can click through my screens here. Other dungeon here is in the ice biome. It's here in the sewers. The main entrance is over here, but depending on Zek and events and keys and stuff, you can have a couple ways to enter from here. I believe both entrances will lead you very similar spots. I may misremember that because, like I said, that was beta information. This has a bunch of ice stuff. The final boss is a complete mess in there. And but the really cool thing is the final boss there, you don't have to fight him. You can just instead give him your jewelry and he will upgrade your item. By upgrade your item, I mean your weapon. He will turn it corrupted. So if you bring like a Tempest in there, you can guarantee a corrupted Tempest. And, you know, your imagination run wild with what weapons you want to take in here for corruption. I've only found a couple that I really like, and I might try out and show you. But like I said, I will leave that for the guide for the sewers. Not really anyone to bring here because there's a couple cool cold items. I would say Magnus, Bree, like any tank that does a lot of fortify, and or someone that uses Fury and Powerful that uses skills. There's some very narrow items. The items here are much less cut and dry than in the fire biome because those ones are just, you know, fire cards, fire and fortify. Here in the ice biome, it's a little, there's a bunch of the weirder ones got put in here. They're a lot of fun. I would say the easiest to use one is the reinforced causes frost, and yeah, that's fun to play with. All right, my phone went silent again. Let me go see what the last note is, because that's the good, that's the bad. I would say now let's talk about the ugly. Let's see, bad. Corrupted Wolf Pet, Yogger, Legends, Keys, Guides to Come. Yes, I'll do guides for the zones. I'll do guides for Yogger. Ugly. A little bit of play on words here, but have you seen some of the new card art? I have a problem with some of them because, I mean, let me just show you. Let me just show you. Reinforced steel. Compare this to what it used to look like. I don't know. I don't know. This one's going to be my this will be my thumbnail. This one's my favorite. Disengage. Yes, this is a scout running away from the enemy and evading them. Or is it him unplugging his computer? I'm not sure which one. I don't know who to blame for this snafu. It is a snafu. Some of these card arts and images no longer make any sense. There are lots of card art that change and fun, and with card art in general, usually my initial instinct is always, ugh, and I grimace and I don't like it, but then I get used to it. I think this is a little different because some of these card arts just make no sense anymore. It's not just, oh, that's a different art than I'm used to. Some of them, you know, it's just harder to recognize that, oh, this is the same thing, but they can make sense in it. I'm just used to the old art. But other ones are crazy. So yeah, card art, that's at least that under the ugly part is a meme, but partially because it's the thing. And I'd say the last thing is the worst part, and like I said, is people dislike that the paid content that you paid for is hard to access. When I first logged in, I was like, okay, how do I get Yogger? How do I get my DLC? How do I access the Wolf Wars? I thought it was going to be, hey, I click play. Would you like to play Wolf Wars? And I was like, oh, do I go to Adventure More? I couldn't find it. And you had to go into Act 1 and find that node. And unfortunately, there's no way around it. You do have to play that node several times to get all the skins, the pets, the character. My biggest suggestion is copy your save file and limit the pain as much as possible, because unfortunately, those that created it and those that are consuming it have different ideas of how enjoyable that gatekeeper is. Yep, that's all I got for today. Like I said, lots to come, lots to come. I will probably do no editing on this. I apologize thank you for being your patience. I have a list of about 20 things to do still for Across the Obelisk on my phone here. I was just looking at it, of guides and stuff I want to do. But I would really love your input. I have a list of things to do, but respond to this video in particular with anything that I've promised to do and I've kind of held off and you haven't seen for yet, or something you would like to see done. I'll either add it to my list or bump it up my list depending on, you know, who says what, how many comments I get. You know, the feedback I get on this video will determine the order I do future Across the Obelisk content. I will be covering other games, but I will be sticking with Across the Obelisk until I feel that I have completed all the nooks and crannies for it. Yep. Hope you all are having lots of fun, and I will catch you later.